Well,
And
I'm
then, of
hyped.
course,
I'm hyped now.
Shit,
right.
I'm hyped.
Well, you're hyped to shit on it. And
I want to see
I like it
Rollins
all.
do a curb stomp and then the cackle.
And then, of course, because we have no idea what's going on with his legal battle, there's more and more speculation reporting of might see a change in the big bad.
Heard he got cut from the marketing. What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 37 of Tardy to the Party, a.k.a. T3P, the weekly podcast centered around news and reviews of the holy trinity of pop culture, Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. I'm your boy, Jason, and to my left, as always.
Unholy KP.
Whoa, and to my right, as always.
I guess unholier than thou, the bull.
Balance.
Balance.
Alrighty, boys. How you doing this week? How you? What's new in the world? Anything?
I was training up for the new position and dragging myself through training and sitting on a computer all day. It's pretty easy, but tired.
It
as
just
hell.
makes the day take forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But nothing crazy. How about you?
I'm good.
You're
I
all
told
good?
you.
All
And-
good?
and-
All
Antibiotics, baby.
That's
I
true.
had
That's
something.
true.
Didn't
That's-
really know what it was. They didn't seem too much to care exactly what it was. They're just like, here, take this. Felt a lot better
You'll
after
be
a couple days.
A1
This will take care of something.
steak sauce.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah.
And the funny
get
thing
out of
too is like, I'm pretty sure when I answered the question, do you have shortness of breath? And I said no. That's all they needed. They didn't need to really actually test for COVID.
Oh,
So
okay. They always ask me if I want to. I'm like,
they didn't even ask me
I
that.
don't really want to.
They didn't
I
ask
know
me
it's
that. I
necessary,
think
but-
they just in general said if you had a fever, I don't think so. Shortness of breath, no. Okay, then we'll get you in with a, nurse practitioner or something, and that was kind of it. Oh, okay.
Easy peasy.
Just sat there and thought to myself, like, a few years ago, it was like masks on and
They had the hazmat crew in there.
you gotta.
Everybody, if you can touch
Yeah.
each other's hands, you're too close.
Yeah.
Don't even breathe in
Yeah.
my direction.
Yeah, it has a,
Yeah.
hang on, we got to scan you for radiation, and they just have the wand.
What's that?
It's like clicking.
decontamination chamber.
Yeah, it's like clicking and stuff, and they're in hazmat.
2319!
Yeah.
2319!
They're in the white hazmat suits, like, run! Just turn around, and get in the sealed room, and the smoke or the decontamination
the
smog.
delousing powder.
Yeah, that delousing powder. Thank you. I couldn't think of what it's called. Oh, he put his hands together. He tweeted something. What's this mean, James?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
We haven't gotten to that segment yet. Sorry.
Breaking news.
Yeah, I guess we'll get to it. Well, breaking news, everyone!
And we're back.
Let's pull this. And welcome to the latest breaking news of T3P. It seems we are live here on the James Gunn Twitter. Where's the hands? Oh, I see something else.
Well, look
Gun
at that.
Twitterverse.
That's so nice. I see what the hands are for. I love how that was a reply and I got the notification on it.
Oh, is that
So, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So, yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, today, at least, that we're recording.
Today is Sean's birthday.
Yeah, Sean Gunn's birthday. So, happy birthday, Sean. Thank you for all your contributions to the
Thank you,
comic book
Kraglin.
industry.
Thank you,
Weasel.
Rocket. Thank you, Weasel.
Future, thank you to
Thank
G.I. Robot.
you.
Get
So
them
what
Nazis!
What other guys is he like?
thank you.
That
Not confirmed.
was
Not confirmed.
that was James.
Was it really?
James confirmed
That's
that-
amazing.
James confirmed that it was him.
That's hilarious.
But yeah,
so-
some Mark Hamill said
Yeah,
for
say
Sean a
Mark.
birthday cake. James Gunn with the prayer hands. Thank you.
The pray hands. That's what that was. Then.
Hashtag confirm Mark Hamill in the DCU. The Joker. No.
Oh God. Gonna get them all fired up again.
What? Sorry.
Oh.
I read. There's another thing from discussing film down there, but it doesn't have anything to do with our usual three, so I'll hold it.
Oh.
But what'd you? What? What was that look? Again.
Oh, Mark. Since it was Mark Hamill, I was like, Mark Hamill confirmed for the DCU Joker.
He's too busy making the machine.
Dude, his role in that looks outrageous.
I know.
That
I can't
that
wait.
seems like that's going to be something that it's like he's the reason this movie's going to be good.
Yeah, I can, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. I think. Not that it was ever meant to be serious in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
So further, I guess on the James Gunn Twitter news, this was 2 days ago, May 20th, midday. Quote: I'm getting barraged with bullshit DC rumors this morning. I'll just reiterate the general rule not to believe anything unless it comes from me or Peter. But unless it's especially egregious, I'm going to slow down on calling shit out. Sorry, I know it's one of my favorite traditions.
This is why I messaged Gunn laughing my ass off. 'Cause I read that and I was like, "Oh, he angry."
Yeah.
Sorry, did I cut you off? Were you still reading it? My
you
bad. I
you
thought
cut
you were-
James off, actually.
Oh,
This man
my
just chose
fucking
violence.
bad. My bad, dude.
Sorry, I know it's one of my favorite traditions. There are 3 reasons for this. 1, some people are making up lies to get attention from me or to get clicks, and I don't want to encourage that. 2, I've read 100 rumors this morning.
They're
1
not.
of them is half true. So I don't want to be used as a way of people to throw nonsense at the wall until something sticks.
No nonsense.
3, I'm storyboarding Superman Legacy and don't have time. Have a great day. Merman emoji.
What's that mean?
Aquaman confirmed.
Sprinkle in a little bit of controversy, you know.
Also, someone replied on there, "You're storyboarding based on the first draft," and his reply was, "It's far from the first draft."
Oh, clap back at him.
No WGA problems with this movie yet.
I think we just need to make short segments of our James Gunn tweet intro, and maybe he can answer some of our questions. I think that'd get him fired up again.
Probably.
Get him pushing out the shit.
It's worth a try. This isn't technically James Gunn Twitter news, but it still revolves around James Gunn. He was on oh boy, which channel was this on? Blah, 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 blah. He was ranking for GQ. He was ranking his top 5 favorite comic book movies. At number 5, he had Old Boy.
This was an
Number 4?
interesting list.
Yeah, it was quite
Yeah.
interesting. Not what I expected,
Yeah.
but it kind of makes sense in the end too. 4, A History of Violence. 3 is Deadpool. 2, Superman, 1978.
Me too, huh?
And number 1, Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse.
Superman being on there is not surprising because that's every old head.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
Yeah, I thought it'd be 1. That's why I was 2.
That's the OG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Into the Spider-Verse though,
Phenomenal.
I'm
movie.
telling you, I didn't expect to like it as much as I did.
Same.
You know.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I will admit I went into it with some pessimism. It's animated. How good is it? How good can it really be? And I watched it and I was like, okay, you see it.
Yeah, and
Literally, the animation team was like, "Yeah, we'll show you, bitch."
yeah, and it was Pixar kind of the way that their skin looked and stuff. It had that Pixar look to it.
There
so
was
I was
so much brilliance
man, I
in
was
the
like,
animation
yeah.
of that movie.
Hell yeah.
The best thing I think about that movie, as far as the animation, is I think old Peter moves at I want to forget the frame rates. I think it's 24 frames is the typical animation full. But in the beginning, when Miles starts out, he's moving at 8 or 12 frames per second. So he moves a little bit more choppy. But then as he gets more familiar with his powers and actually gets a hold of it, he eventually works his way up to where he's at the same frames as.
And you
old
can
Peter.
see it. You can see it even if
Yeah.
you don't even know what you're looking for. You can see it because you can see as the movie progresses, it starts to become a lot more smooth.
But I will pull just from the quote for what he said about Superman. This little bit out of it. Saying, quote, "There's this little playfulness about Superman when he's saving a cat. he's got that wry smile, and that is one of the best parts of the movie is the playfulness of Superman. He enjoys what he's doing, and that was him piggybacking on how what people usually point to about Christopher Reeves and why he's so great is just that he's so hopeful and genuine and nice and charismatic.
Yeah.
But this was the part that he actually really thinks people miss out on or don't mention enough about Christopher Reeve Superman is just how much fun he has saving people and doing what he does.
Sunny Day Superman.
And I mean, this is going to make a lot of the people that didn't like Man of Steel happy if this is the direction that they'll go. I'm not sad about it either way. I'm cool about it. I like multiple iterations of Superman. You're not going to hurt my feelings either way, for the most part.
I mean,
But just a further little maybe peel back
I feel
of
like
what
we've
to
only
expect.
really gotten the 2.
I mean, there's other iterations. It's not necessarily live action.
Right.
Well, I mean, there technically is, but they're just TV shows. And then you also got
Oh.
animation, too.
Yeah.
But next up, kind of piggybacking on Superman news a little bit, Rachel Brosnahan was in an interview, which I think was it Good Morning America? No,
I
The
think
View.
so.
The View.
Oh, it was The View. Okay.
The View.
But didn't she say she denied being in the front running, right?
The quotes that they have here are,
Wow.
take everything you read on the internet with a grain of salt, but if that were true, it would be extraordinary. Another quote, I mean, look, take everything... Okay, this is basically probably the whole thing. I mean, take everything you read on the internet with a grain of salt is my first piece of advice. Look, it would be extraordinary. Yeah, basically she's kind of just played coy with it.
Because if you haven't talked to her, pick me.
Another quote, I grew up watching Lois Lane, this incredibly talented journalist who is far from a damsel in distress, and I would jump at the chance if it arose.
Of course.
So, I mean, honestly, if she is a front runner and talks, that's good old PR talk right there. You don't spill those beans. You just
Talk about the
actor
upside.
being happy to potentially get another job. You know, yeah, I would love to get a job playing Lois Lane. You know,
I'd appreciate that.
That's what you're taking away from it, and that's it.
I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah, I
be
would.
surprised if she's. I mean, granted, even the big trades haven't been as reliable as they used to be with some of these things. So it's like it's hard to really know.
I just think that she's probably a pretty good choice.
Oh, absolutely.
I think she'd be a good choice.
I mean, the more like shots I see of her, the more I see like the potential.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, and again, just knowing the show she came from on
Yeah.
Amazon, and just also knowing that it just seems like Gunn wants this to be a more bright and happy Superman and DCU. I feel like, well, she kind of fits the bill.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, from what you told me about is it the marvelous Miss
Maisel?
Maisel.
Mrs. Maisel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna go a little lighthearted, especially if she's gonna be the one that's given Clark the jabs about how goofy he is, and especially comparatively to Superman,
That would be spot on.
I feel like it could fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't think the rumors make sense. They're believable.
Right.
It's just I feel like you just never know anymore. But
True.
last two topics kind of go together a little bit. Talk about the Flash, the old Flash-a-roon.
I've been seeing more TV spots about this, and now it's like now I know. Like in the one trailer when their feet were together,
Mhm.
and then they go out. Well, there was a TV spot that of course I see on Twitter.
Is this going to be a spoiler?
Well, it's just it pretty much confirmed who it's the Flash. That's how I'm going to say that. It's the Flash.
Okay.
It's the Flash.
See, I
That's the most
know-
spoiler-
I know that kind of got spoiled in an international trailer.
And
So-
that could have been what I saw on Twitter.
The most unspoilery,
Again.
spoilery statement.
It was like a very quick, like it showed them, like it was a panned out shot and showed them both. And I was like, oh, so that's who
that sounds like a new shot then.
I was like, oh, that's like who that is then, because like I'll just say that from what we've seen from the Funko Pop leaks of like how didn't the Funkos have a leak that there's supposed to be a Dark Flash?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought maybe that was like in the actual trailer we got here when you saw the feet. Like one of them was belonging to him, but in this new spot, I could be mistaken.
Okay.
But right now, The Flash is projected for its estimated domestic opening weekend to hit somewhere between 115 million and 140 million, with a total domestic projection of 280 million to 375 million.
I was gonna say, I feel like this movie's gonna make a lot of money. This movie's like big hype.
Perfect timing too.
And I think that's why that marketing machine is just. They haven't done much with all these other DC movies. It seems like they just put all the budget. They're like, nah, fuck these movies. This one. It's great, and we have a PR nightmare. Just pump it.
Make all our money.
That shit up. Those rookie numbers.
And then just to kind of give a little bit of a comparison here as far as like other DC or DCEU or DCU top opening weekends. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, 166 million. Suicide Squad, the first one, 133.7 million. Man of Steel, 116.6 million. Wonder Woman, the first one, the good one.
The good one.
103.3 million. And Justice League, the absolute Frankenstein abomination of a movie, the Justice League cut.
Never watch it.
93.8 million.
That only made 93? That didn't even crack 100 million? I mean, deserved, but Jesus.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
I would love to see them put the Snyder Cut in theaters, or even a limited release, and see how much money that makes.
Dude, I'd go watch it in IMAX.
Hell yeah.
Same. Multiple times.
So long that you definitely need an intermission.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. They would have one in that case. And just in case anybody forgot, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, 30 million, and Black Adam, 67 million. So.
Man.
We forgot.
Just taking lefts and rights out there.
Left.
Just getting waxed.
But in further Flash / maybe future Lego build stream. Oh.
Say no more, boss.
Oh, God.
Say no more. This
the
has got
Flash.
It's a really flat table. I think I could help it. I think it'd look good on there.
Has an official Flash Batcave from the Flash movie, obviously. This thing is massive, coming in at $399 USD.
I was just, isn't it $400?
It is a 3,981 piece set filled with play features too, including 4 dials on the back that open the vaults that hold Batman's gadgets and garb, spin his chair, and rotate the images on his surveillance screens.
No, we just build it that sits there. We don't actually play with toys.
Sit it there and make it look cool.
Clear
Also,
color
but it can illuminate.
Yes.
It can illuminate Batman's suit after you lower the drawbridge.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're getting out
and
there with
also,
this.
obviously, the set comes with the 1989 Batmobile.
Because
Pop-up
why
machine
not?
gun. Pop-up machine guns.
Yes.
Activated via its own little dial. Plenty of hand
Wait,
tools in the
do you
garage to
mean
repair
that
it.
The Keaton Batman murdered people? Whoa.
That was pre-Nolan.
Wait a
Whoa. That
minute.
was pre-Nolan. Nobody knows anything about Batman pre-Nolan.
Oh.
That's the
before time?
That's when
The
Batman
before
started.
times.
It didn't start in,
Didn't
early-
start in 2005? Wait
No.
a minute.
no. I hate
Wait
to tell
a
you
minute.
this.
Wait a minute.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I don't know what I watched then.
Oh, Lego also tells us that the Batmobile cockpit opens and closes for Batman to fit inside. I would fucking hope so, Lego.
It's not a given with them, man.
Yeah.
It's not a given. It never's a given, man. There's some of the things
And-
you get.
It's just, why does it have to be so expensive? I go into, like, Best Buy and Target, and they have a giant, like, Optimus Prime for the new movie coming out, and I want to buy it so bad. But that bastard's like $130, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, I'm not going to do that.
Dude, the BD1, little mini, not mini, but I mean, it's maybe this big. $100. I mean,
The-
still. I mean,
the helmets
Yeah.
for Bo-Katan, Mando,
I think they're
and
$60, $70 or something.
$70. Captain Rex and Cody, they
Yep.
have them as
I
well.
wanted all of them.
I want those too, but they're $70 a piece.
I know. That's why I'm gonna try to like chip away and just do like one at a time, and just
Stuff.
But that's the thing. I was like fire hose. I want all of them. I want to stop. I want to finish one and start one.
Yeah, it's like, but I want all of them now, and then set them all up for display now.
Consequences of my own.
$400 for the Batcave.
That's dope.
It is pretty dope.
I need every single one of you to like and subscribe for
Yes.
Lego streams.
We do.
We'll tell you if it's worth it. We promise.
Hey, honestly, we kind of could. You just like 80 of you get together. Just all of you, $5.
But that
Thanks for subbing.
we appreciate you
As always.
for the family.
Yeah.
For a family.
But that rounds up DC this week. So nothing really super juicy other than us losing a brand new segment that we just started.
Oh, there's still
Rest-
time.
Screw it. We got another one.
I don't believe that he's gonna.
All right, DC Comics. I don't know. Woman of Tomorrow. What did you think?
Did you finish it?
Of course, I finished it.
Oh, I thought you didn't finish it.
No, I finished it.
Oh, okay.
It was okay.
That's about what I'll give it.
Not for me. I started, and I think I'm on. Honestly,
Yeah, I binge read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow and reread All-Star Superman last weekend.
yeah, and I'm on number 4 of All Star, so I just got done with the issue with Lois. Like that interesting one.
Mhm.
Just this is different.
And fun and cool.
And yeah, and fun and cool and kind of,
Man, so I
So-
think I did myself a disservice because I reread All-Star Superman first, and then went into Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah.
And my lord,
'Cause I
was
will
that a very vast, almost dip in
Yeah, because Superman,
Quality
like
entertainment.
this, All-Star Superman's really good. It's 12 issues, books, whatever, is how it reads.
It's literally one of if you're just getting into comics, don't know much about Superman,
It's good.
that is literally one of the
A good one to dive
10
into.
Commandments of Superman.
Say that's a good one to dive into. Yeah. It's just, so the difference between the two, from what I've seen so far, is that the All-Star Superman is kind of like a traditional comic. There's just more dialogue. There's not really there's no real narration. It's just a lot of dialogue between characters. So your comics are great because they give you a picture, but you still kind of paint it a little in your head.
Mhm.
Which is kind of like, I don't know why I need to just keep reading them to stay active with my brain. Don't need to just watch everything. But with Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, it's like the entire thing is a narration, pretty much.
That's what.
And I was just kind of turned off on that.
Yep. So for me, comic books that are like that, for the most part, I tend to struggle very heavily with because it just feels like constant.
You're just reading information.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like.
That's how I felt. And I'll say too, and I'm not trying to cut you off or anything, but another thing I just want to point across too is that for that Supergirl run, there's some action, but I don't know. And obviously don't spoil this one for me. This one at least has 12, so I'm hoping it will eventually pick up. There's already been some so far in 3 issues. There is from the get-go, for good lord, but with Supergirl, it was like, I don't know, the coolest thing was when you'd only get a couple panels of it when she fights the dragon in space.
That's
Yes, I said
I'm
that.
I'm struggling on the
She,
word that I'm looking
hell
for
yeah.
for it, but it's like
Yeah, spoilers.
it's like constant
Hell yeah.
not excerpt
the term for in a movie where it just there's character narration over to basically fill in like information. What's the word for that? It's like considered like a writing crutch. Like there's like a specific word for it, and I'm like having a brain fart for it.
I'm gonna have to Google this.
Like is this like a dialogue, like a singular character dialogue?
Well, that's like essentially what the.
Yeah. So yeah, Supergirl it's basically narrated by this girl that runs into Supergirl in her life, and basically tells basically her adventures. A very vague, but somewhat focused, because there is like a main mission that they're kind of going for throughout it. They're chasing after somebody, but there's just so much. I wish I could freaking think of the word. Oh my god, this is gonna bug me. But it's just constant. Like there's just, like he said, there's no real like dialogue a lot of the times between like characters. It's just you're just reading. You might as well just be reading a book. Just take the pictures away and just let me read.
It's like you're reading somebody else read the book.
So you're reading the narration from the character. So some spoilers with this. Even though it's Supergirl, the real main character is this girl that's on this planet, and like it's Supergirl's birthday, so Kara goes to this planet where there's a red sun, so she's back to being mortal. So she can get drunk for her birthday.
Hell yeah.
So when she does that, she gets wound up in this BS with this character whose dad gets murdered by this guy. And so she tries, being the hero that she is, tries to help the girl. Doesn't really work because she doesn't have her powers. And so like some crap goes down. Well, then Supergirl's like, well, I'm going to go after this guy. Because, like, long story short, he steals her ship that she got there on the planet with. And then the girl tags along. And then that girl that's tagged along, her name is Ruth? Or Ruthie.
Yeah.
It's spelled Ruthye. So I don't know if you're supposed to... I'm kind of wondering, are you supposed to pronounce it Ruthie? I don't know.
I'd say either way, you're close. I'm about to say I have no idea either.
I was trying to get it pulled up here. There's all this Dawn of DC stuff, which I think you said is now the current run, right, of the entire.
Yeah, that's the most recent reboot after Dark Crisis and one other one after that. But I haven't read it yet because you can't read all of them on the DC Infinite yet. So I've just been kind of waiting.
So like all these yellow boxes.
Yeah.
All of this, that's her narrating it. There's no real words. I mean, I guess there is some action and stuff, but
what tablet is that, KP?
Huh?
What tablet is that?
It's an iPad Pro, iPad 11 Pro. As you can see, like she gets shot in the chest. I pay for this, so I don't care. I'll show it to you.
Oh my god.
Gray area.
Exposition. It's just constant exposition.
There you go.
I forgot I was supposed to be. I was supposed to be Googling that.
He's over here working
God.
Google. Just.
I was so close to that word so many times. I was like, no, it's not it. That's not it.
But anyways, yeah, it's just it made for kind of a boring read. There's, like I said, there's pieces that have action, but for the most part, it's like they're just hopping from place to place trying to hunt this guy down, and that's literally it. And yeah, okay, the story is supposed to give you, like, a moral lesson.
Does it? So I kind of want to talk to you about the ending here in a second, but...
I was going to say, but then you get to the end, and this cousin of Kal-El, who stands for justice as well, and killing is wrong...
I'm all for Supergirl being a little bit more...
dark.
Ruthless.
I am too.
And
I'll say
and granted, I'm not a big. I want to know how you feel because I'm not super big into super. I actually don't know a terrible ton about Supergirl.
I don't
And
either. But
I know she's one of your favorites though. Like,
well, and
did this
I
seem
was going to
in
explain why.
character to you or no?
Huh?
The ending, did it seem very in character to you or no?
From other iterations of Supergirl, no. I mean, she usually, especially when at this time, with where her age is, she typically would be more like Clark by that point. You know, not really like a vengeful, ruthless, young teenager to early 20-year-old. Like, I kind of compare it to the CW version where, like, she gets older and she's not so... She's kind of like just a mirrored image of Clark, Cal, whatever. But yeah, spoilers, if any of you out there want to actually read it, but spoilers, like, the end, she is ready to kill this guy after the other girl who was hell-bent on wanting to kill this guy.
Since we're in spoiler section now, I guess we can...
Well, I mean, I just don't... Yeah.
So the guy they're searching for the whole time is Ruth's dad's killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so at the very end, sorry I cut you off, but I wanted to make sure he had that background.
Oh, yeah. I kind of left that out, but... So Ruth, or Ruthie, whatever, she's like going to go kill this guy, and it's like the classic can't go through with it.
Yeah.
You know, like the sword falls short. No, I keep trying, and why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? And she can't. Well, then... Now, granted, something happens that turns Kara, Supergirl, a little on the edge of, well, it makes a little sense at least. But she just then comes down, basically grabs this sword. She's ready to kill the dude. And then you want to call it a twist?
Sure.
The twist is that the whole time Kara was just trying to teach Ruthie a lesson. But she realizes herself that not everything's all great in the world and in the universe and blah, blah, blah. And it just turns out that Ruthie then has to change Supergirl.
Basically talk. So
and then
Supergirl was trying to teach her a lesson by saying basically you didn't need to do revenge. But then when it came to the moment, Supergirl was going to
have
wax his ass.
His ass. So then Ruth
for,
had to
for
talk
revenge,
her
for
down.
literally for revenge as well. For something that happens.
And this isn't even the worst part.
What kind of fallacy?
No.
We're not even to the worst part yet.
What fallacy is that story? I don't even know what that's called anymore. I used to. Anyway.
Well, anyways.
Talking about the trolley?
Anyways, that's the whole story, you think.
Oh, okay.
Then it does. Then the end is there. And I'll just say it.
So
I saw this coming.
I
knew this was going to happen.
Yep, same. I thought the time skip was going to happen.
There it is.
Oh.
That's why I gave you that.
Classic.
This is the classic time jump.
All that shit in the middle you're wondering about? Poof, it's gone.
Shit. We wrote this anime and our main characters got way too strong. What do? Time jump.
Put that on the tool belt.
You ain't wrong.
Well, shit, dude. Sal's dead. People are demanding it comes back. What do we do, man? Time jump. 7 years in the future. Just.
Oh my god.
I'm not wrong.
Not at all.
After
Not even a little
after Z ended, go to GT. Time jump, and we're gonna give Vegeta a mustache. That's actually why I have a mustache today.
Oh god,
Jesus.
that's funny. Do we
but
spoil the very, very end? Because
we're already in spoiler section, so.
All right, so the very, very end. Time jump. Ruthie is super goddamn old, like literally a geriatric.
Gotta be
senior.
close to death.
Okay.
They trapped the main bad guy in the Phantom Zone.
And she revenges his ass and fucking cuts him up.
Literally, yes.
I knew it.
Doesn't cut him up, but literally, like, lets him out. He apologizes for it. He's like, he's broken as a man because he's been in the Phantom Zone for like ever.
He's been like a noble, good man for I don't know how many years in the Phantom Zone.
They literally say that.
He's like a changed man completely.
he's
literally
reformed.
comes out, profusely apologizes, immediately just murks him, dude. I was like,
yeah,
ending.
and that's just the end.
And scene.
That
Yeah.
was,
Yeah, and
I was like,
scene.
what?
Yeah, it's like I honestly like.
No.
For one thing, I thought it was only 6 books, and when I realized it was 8, I was like, because I just struggled. After about book 3 or 4, I think halfway.
Yeah, once
through,
I got like midway
I was
through,
like, okay,
especially after
shit.
All Star, I was like,
Yeah, I will say I am glad kept All Star for second because All Star so far is like.
And this is, you said this is your first read, right?
For All Star, yeah,
Oh,
I never
man.
really ever got big into reading comics, so yeah, it's my first one.
It's a great one.
But yeah, so far it's really really cool.
I'd say he knows it. I'll just give you the general premise because he's far enough to know the general premise.
Yeah,
of
the
it.
general, yeah.
So basically, Superman goes out to save the day. He has to go out actually to the sun to save, I think,
the
an
sun.
astronaut team. And
Yeah.
basically, it was all set up by Lex Luthor from a jail cell so that he would get so close to the sun that I would actually.
It like the radiation from the sun from him being basically in it and that close overcharged his cells.
Oh, okay.
So
there's a shot he's straight up palpitating lightning out.
Hell yeah.
I saw it and I was like, okay, come on, what can't this guy do? God! I was like,
It's true.
this is why we have a problem, DC. You just keep giving him more shit. It just
Powerful being.
And you don't even do the Blizzard Overwatch approach. You don't nerf him and then give him something. You just give him something. You just keep buffing him.
Anyways, yeah.
But and yeah, so he it messes with his overcharges his cell. So for a temporary time, he actually keeps getting stronger and is getting new powers. But what he actually discovers is that it's actually going to end up killing him in the end, and his time is very limited. So this story is kind of overall his final days and his legacy.
I was gonna say, so
Honestly,
this
his
is
legacy,
why,
honestly, is Superman.
Yeah, we went and read these, or I'm currently reading the one, but because Gunn said that the movies for Supergirl and Superman were based off these runs, so we were kind of wanting, at least you were probably wanting a refresher, and I was just kind of wanting to know, well, okay, how about for once, then I actually read these, he gave it to me, so I'll go actually read the source material instead of like, I mean, you get on DC Infinite and they literally have it all. Like there's one, it says Superman 1938 to 2000 and whatever.
Sweet.
Like if you really want to,
Get busy.
it's all there.
I'd say like before, really, you're only limited on like newer stuff.
Yeah.
And that's really only just to incentivize you to go to the actual comic book shop and buy it from the local,
I think
which is nice.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
that's how
they
it
need
should
to
be.
keep it that
Yeah,
way,
absolutely.
100%.
But-
The world of streaming
yeah.
needs to end somewhere.
But again, yes. So I would say yes. That became very apparent after reading like the first 2.
Mhm.
That I was like, oh, makes sense. It's the movie that's Superman Legacy is based off this, which is going to be an entire story run about the legacy that he's trying to leave behind because he's apparently dying.
So I want you to look for something.
Okay.
And I didn't even notice this actually until I reread this, and I was like, "Oh my god, are you kidding me?" It's a little different, but it's almost verbatim the same. So clearly, Man of Steel took certain dialogue, especially from the trailers, but it's in the movie too, directly from this comic in one of the issues. I just want you to see if you can find it.
Have I read that yet?
No.
Because I've only read the first 3.
No, you have not gotten there yet.
Yeah. I like when
I think it might be around. I feel like it's later in this. I feel like it's later, probably somewhere between 8 and 10. I would guess.
And the cool thing about this dynamic, or this not dynamic, but well, I guess their dynamic relationship, but more the cool thing about this one's run is it's obviously like just it's been a long time. He's been Superman for a long time,
Mhm.
and like Lois has gotten close, but she's never pinned that Clark is him, and they've never had like an actual. Well, I think. Well, it seems like she has the romantic relationship and involvement with Superman,
Yeah.
but like when he's
Clark,
he's just a buddy.
Yeah.
So like she's never fully figured it out. And what's funny when you read it is that she's kind of skeptic, I think, at first that Superman is even telling the truth. So that part about it's kind of funny reading that she's like so far the whole time she's like I think you're lying, but
we will do obviously a full review when you're actually done. But
yeah,
just speaking of that comic, this is actually something that I do hope shows up in like a Superman Legacy. In that the one with Lois. Did you catch when he is Clark? How when he like falls or trips, he's saving somebody when he does it.
I did. Yes. He.
It's so awesome. He just acts
funny.
like a bum. And then just saves somebody's life
yeah,
out of nowhere, and then everyone's just like, "Clark, you goof."
He acts like a clumsy ass oaf and like knocks this guy down, and the dude's like, "What the hell?" And like in the next panel, it's like this thing was gonna fall on him.
Oh shit!
And like crush him. I can't even remember what it is, but it's like I caught it. Yeah. I caught it, and I just laughed. I was like, cool.
I do really, really hope we get a little bit of that in Legacy, though. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
And then after we do Legacy, do you want to do Green Lantern Earth 1?
I was gonna say, should we do the GL?
I feel like we should do that one.
That's the next one. Kind of just skeptical on that.
And I think
the Authority is the other one to read.
That's a lot though. I feel like that's a full series, but we can get into it at some point. But I think there's also he's
Bear
even
with us
about the Amazon or the Amazonians series, the prequel series. I think there's even a comic that he suggested for that too that it got inspiration from. So that's also something else we could do down the line. Because we ain't gonna get anything until 2025.
I won't be reading shit till I got a medium that I can actually read it on. You know, because all I have is the phone right now, and they do them in panels. I'm like,
you can do it. You can do it on the computer.
Well, I
that's actually what I do when if I'm on the road, I'll read the DC thing on here, but
that thing's barely workable
when I'm
at most of the time. So it's like I gotta either find some sort of manageable tablet that I can really actually like I'm actually holding a page, because that's the only way I really want to read it. Because I tried to do it on the phone. I was like panel. I'm like, no.
So what you got to do is, and I even do it on the computer too. Is I think at least in DC, you can like double click on the panel and it'll actually zoom in, and then like I think it's the arrow or the spacebar key. It'll actually like kind of play the whole scene. Like it'll like go down the page and go to each dialogue.
That's what it does on the phone. It's just so small. Like it just doesn't. It's just not a. Because I thought about it, I'm like, if I'm going to pay for a subscription, I want it to be like I'm actually reading the page and take it all in the artwork. Because the artwork's some of my favorite parts of them. So
can't argue with that at all.
I might have to read that Dark Crisis.
Yep, it's pretty good. I didn't get to read the last issue. I had to just go online and listen to somebody describe what happened because it's only on Ultra, and I couldn't resist reading it.
Yeah, that Ultra. What is that like?
That's a lot.
It's a lot of money, isn't it? It's like $80 a year or something, or 100 and something.
I feel like it was over 100, but I could be wrong.
I think you're right, because I remember looking at it and I was like, "What the hell's the point of this?" And I read it and I was like, "Oh, you just get shit like a month after it's old instead of waiting 3. Like you still don't get it immediately. It's like you said, they're pushing you to still go in and buy the paper product."
Right.
But I think you also get. I think you also get some like. You get some physical incentives and stuff. I don't know if you get like physical copies of certain comics sent to you every now and then or whatever, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So now DC.
Yes. We lose one segment, we gained another.
Thanks.
Comic talk.
But yeah. Yeah, man, I mean, if you don't want to do it on a computer, that's what tablets are great.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find something. That's why I looked at yours. I'm like, I like the size of that one, but it's an Apple product, so no.
Jesus.
I mean,
They protect your identity.
but honestly, though, with tablets, I don't know that I'd want to go with.
It's a thing called money that I'm not gonna spend on a
Oh,
tablet.
I will
Any of
say
them.
if you, because like I said, that's the Pro, so like that one was not cheap.
No, none of them are cheap to me.
Well, true,
Yeah,
but
they're all
but a
expensive.
regular iPad is not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still expensive, and it's like, yeah, you could get a regular iPad for the same, or I could just get a laptop in some cases.
Right,
But I
right.
mean, again, it's, what are you trying to really use it for? That one is like me just being bougie. I did not need that, but I just bought it because I wanted it.
It is what it is.
It's the Pro model.
You can't
I don't
take it
want
with
the
you.
standard model. I
Can't
want
take
the
it with
Pro.
you. Get that shit.
Yeah.
You can't take it with you.
Yeah.
Can't take it
It's
with
like
you
the
when you
watch. I got the Ultra.
go. See?
I don't got the regular one.
He's not selling for some bottom feeder shit, all right?
Damn.
You said bougie. I'm disagreeing.
Hey, at least my way was politically correct.
Mine never will be.
Oh, boy.
All right. But yeah, Green Lantern, and then shit, the Amazon one. We'll just have to find it. I don't
So,
remember
yeah,
what it
there's,
is.
I'm sure there's more too, and there might even be out there like maybe there's a specific run of the Authority series that have their whole line that maybe they're the inspiration's from, but for sure I think Green Lantern, Earth One should be next after Legacy.
I think I said how I was going to discuss why to me I like Supergirl a little more. And that's because typically her character, I think, is a different kind of relatable. Like, she was the teenager that crash lands on Earth and it's foreign to her, and she wasn't raised in it like Clark. So like Clark is like, woke up one day and I could fly. Crazy.
Wow.
Shoot lasers out of my eyes, lift buses, punch through steel, whatever. She like crash lands and it's like she figures out she can do all these things. She's a teenager, but like and even I watched the newest they released on HBO Max, Legion of Superheroes, which is about her, and how, long story short and small spoilers, essentially the movie is she crash lands, it's her origin, crash lands on Earth, but she doesn't fit in. She's an outsider. She doesn't fit in because she's used to Krypton where they were a highly advanced society, and like Earth is just this backwater hick place that's like not evolved, and she's like, I'm out of place here. I just don't understand things, and Clark doesn't do much of shit to really teach her how to fit in, and it's like, as you're a young adult, that's relatable, especially when you're our generation. Sometimes it kind of felt like you got out into the real world and as an adult, and it's like, how am I supposed to do all these things? And it's like, so it's kind of relatable, and that's why I like her a lot. It just kind of relates to myself sometimes. But what's cool, but they show that in the Legion of Superheroes movie, so if you have HBO Max, you can go out there and watch it. But essentially, that's how it starts, and then Superman, like, this is already an established universe, so he has the time sphere, and so then they jump 1,000 years into the future, and he just leaves her there to just chill there, because he's like, I think this would be best for you. And then the whole movie is like, you guessed it, Brainiac. So, and then it ends on a cliffhanger, so I would imagine there's a sequel movie that's going to come as a result of it. So, like, the very end of it...
Is it one of the newer ones?
Yeah, it's like one of the newest ones.
I would imagine so, because it seems like a lot of the... I want to actually go back and rewatch whenever they started this, but it seems like it's like a full continuing story with their animated movies right now. Like, they actually can all link together.
Well, I loved when they did the new 52 runs, like how, like, the one that starts with Flashpoint, and then like I said, I even rewatched that the other day. It ends with Justice League Dark Apocalypse. It's so good.
It's so good.
They summon Trigon and he just starts whooping Darkseid's ass. It's awesome. He just turns and looks at Raven and he's like, "Thank you for a glorious death, daughter." Something cheesy, and it's like I'm just like, yeah, I want to see that live action. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
it's good, but yeah, Marvel. I don't got much.
Marvel.
Marvel.
It's a
Ugh.
Stank.
All right.
Got a stank on that face.
All right. Your boy isn't completely done yet. He's still kind of our guy until this finally all goes over. But one thing in the old...
He's not relinquishing that to you yet.
Nah, not yet. Not yet. So...
Not till he's done making us money.
Yeah, right.
Chukwudi Iwuji's High Evolutionary. He was actually revealed in an interview or something the other day that how like people were kind of asking him about his character, and it alluded to the whole fact that, and I kind of noticed this and thought about this actually after we had seen it a couple days after, that you didn't really catch what happened with him at the end. Like, you knew he was laying there on that floor, but then that's kind of the last you saw of him. So you kind of just assumed, like, he went down with his giant-ass ship. Well, the actor says, "You don't actually see me go down with the ship." So he says that. Then people started, the fans spot that, like, well, wait, Drax was carrying someone when they were all running out and it was exploding. Well... basically now, and so a couple of people said, like, yeah, that's High Evolutionary.
Oh, it was Adam.
Huh?
Wasn't it Adam? I thought Drax was carrying Adam on the way out.
They're saying that it was High Evolutionary.
Really? 'Cause I swear I thought he brought him. He that's when he did the whole second chances thing. No, that was Groot. That's right. That's Groot. That's Groot.
Saved Adam.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
Groot.
I forgot. I'm like, no, well, you're right. Adam does get out, but I can't remember who saves him. But so yes, so a couple, I can't remember. I think some like set people and effects people said like, oh yeah, Drax was carrying him in that shot. Well, then James finally came out and said, yes, I can confirm what was in that report is accurate. So the character is still alive. We might get him in a future property. Who knows?
New face and all.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, new face.
Just days later.
Or maybe he'll like wearing a mask or something. I don't know.
Right. Dude, days later, that movie just got better and better in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Just the more I thought about it.
Yeah,
So-
that movie kept growing on me too. the more I
So
thought about
yeah.
it.
So I'm
But-
kind of happy to see that because I feel like he was a pretty good villain.
Yeah.
He was.
Easy
I
to
mean, exactly. He was easily one of the most just vile, despicable pieces of shit that you just couldn't wait to get their comeuppance.
And a
Yeah.
little bit, and like a clear
Yeah.
psycho, like when he was like,
Yeah, like the
that.
movie gave you that revenge fantasy with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
like-
when Rocket was ripping his face apart, you were just like, yeah!
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get him! Like, you know, it's
Mess him
that,
up.
so again, it's that revenge fantasy. That's why I love watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
No.
Because the end is the revenge fantasy of what actually happened. And God, that ending is so violent and beautiful, and I crack up. But anyways,
my
back to
all-times.
Marvel.
One of my all times. I love that movie. I
Yeah.
love that movie.
I don't love that movie.
I
I thought that movie was very boring up until, like, when it finally got going with that. But, yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I love it. But then again, all of Quentin's movies, I just give it to me.
Give
Give it to me.
Okay. Yeah. So there's that. Some other things that have come out. I'll touch on this one real quick before I go into one. But Charlize has said that essentially she doesn't know if she's coming back as Clea, which kind of makes me wonder if that's what, I don't know if that's misdirection or if like they just really aren't telling her. And part of me kind of worries like, well, will we actually get a third Doctor Strange then? She said speaking with journalist Josh Horowitz, revealed that she knows the plan for her character. She said she doesn't. Hasn't gotten a call. She says, I don't, quote, I don't. No, I haven't gotten a call. I haven't gotten a, is that bad? Is that bad? Is that bad? No, I'm not lying. I haven't gotten a call. Is that bad? Like, I guess on some interview or whatever, with him. And then when she was on Jimmy Kimmel, she said, I think Jimmy asked her, like, if she knew what the future would kind of hold, and she basically said, I think I know. I mean, unless I'm sure they can change their mind depending on what I say on this show. So she just said after that, I play Clea, and let's just say I have some work to do. I don't quite know who she is yet, but I will.
Oh, okay.
I like Charlize, so I kind of hope it's more than just a teaser. It'd kind of be cool to go back into the dark dimension and get more of Dormammu as well.
Yeah, it'd be kind of
I don't
weird for
know.
them to kind of just have that
'Cause I felt
post-credit scene to set that up, and
I was
just
gonna,
never.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, that post-credit scene is, as choppy as it was with them special effects on that eye. Yeah, we always got to get that zing in there. I love Marvel, but you got to get it in there.
Old Evil
Gotta
Dead.
get it in there.
Look like the old school Evil Dead effects.
Well, the funny thing about that is, same
Bruce?
director. Shit.
It's full circle.
Yeah, but I hope. I mean, I felt like that was supposed to set up the third movie. I don't know. It's kind of like Mordo, because I watched Multiverse of Madness the other night because I was bored, and it's just like with Baron Mordo. It's like it was an off-screen conflict. You never actually got it on screen. He's just in both movies, and in the first one, he trains him. You have the end credit scene to where it's pretty apparent that, he's going to go around killing sorcerers, and then you have Multiverse of Madness where he just shows up in an alternate universe, and Steven's like, yeah, he's an asshole. He tried to kill me a bunch of times back in my universe. And it's like, well, that's cool. We don't get to see that actual nice character progression of a dynamic, and
Just long jumped right over it.
Audible.
Yes.
Omaha.
Yes, long jumped right over it. And I feel like that's just because the MCU as a whole just knew how I personally think the other reason for that is just the way they just entirely handled Scarlet Witch. She was weak until Infinity War.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I didn't quite know what you meant at first, but okay.
Well, I'm just saying, like, she was just a weak character, and then, like, you never had that moment where she actually, like, warps reality and the Avengers have to fight her.
Yeah, until Thanos comes.
And
into her
they
says,
half-ass it in Multiverse of Madness because instead you get, like, the Illuminati, quote.
To be fair to Scarlet Witch, who directed Age of Ultron? Oh,
Yeah, that guy.
that's right.
That guy.
That fuck. Fuck you, Whedon.
You ruined it!
Ruined two universes. Actually, you didn't ruin the first one. Because the Russo brothers stepped up.
Big time.
Put you on the back. We got you.
Avengers 1 I'm fine with, but yeah, Age of Ultron, it's like, oh, this guy just, they gave him too much freedom and he made it bad.
To me, I still first watch present day in that time or whatever, like, yeah, seeing that movie in theaters was an event. And
Age of Ultron?
No.
Oh.
The first Avengers.
Oh, the first Avengers. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Very, very few things have touched that hype as far as going to like a premiere release of something. I mean, it's up there.
Well, hopefully
it's up there with Spider-Man 3, which
didn't
turn out so hype in the end, but the atmosphere was dope. And then Episode 3 of Star Wars and this, I feel like those are probably two. Well, and Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2. Those were pretty lit as well.
So, yeah, I just
but
never.
Those are
never
probably
got-
like I would say as far as epitome of hype, as far as like a premiere and just the energy
I
of
am-
like
I
an
am,
audience being in the theater and just you can just
Feel the
even
energy.
when everyone's being quiet, it still feels like it's just vibrating throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
I will say for old HP, I'm on one side for that content, and it ain't the movies. So I don't know what you mean on the hype for Deathly Hallows. Because
Oh, okay.
I tell you right now, I was not there. Because the last 3 movies they had made pissed me off.
Honestly, I didn't even watch. I think I watched the first 3.
Honestly, actually, by the time they got to movie number 3 is when I was like, don't like this. Because they just deviated a lot from the books.
Well, you should be really hyped for the series then.
That's what I was just about to
That's
say.
actually what I've been talking about with other big Harry Potter fans. Is like I'm pretty hyped for this series because I feel like with the series, it's like you got no excuse to deviate that much from the books because it
Facts.
is a television series. You have time to establish things.
It's facts.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, tangents galore here tonight. Probably because we're meeting in the beginning of the week, and we usually don't, and we're gonna be it's gonna be a while before you get our next one. So I'm gonna be going to a rock festival.
Oh,
Huh?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Corey constantly talks about it, so I'm surprised why I didn't
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that. But...
That's his. I think that's his big one now.
Oh yeah.
Because they can't go out to. Because they used to. He said they used to go to. I think they used to go to Myrtle Beach every year too. But he said that. I mean, obviously now that they have the kids, I don't think they do that anymore. But
I think they want to come down with us next
I figured
Yeah.
when you were talking about rounding everyone up.
year. Mm-hmm.
Anyways. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. All right. Last bit of news I have is on Captain America 4. So, Sam Wilson's got a new suit already for the movie. It basically looks like they just gave him the Steve Rogers suit. You want to correct me?
Oh, do you have a picture?
I mean, I don't actually pulled up, but okay, that's the. I figured you saw it because you usually pay attention to both.
When did it drop though?
Oh, a few days ago.
I might have been at. Was it during when I was out of town?
Ah,
Because that was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was busy boy. Boop. Oh, what the shit?
the set. Yeah,
Oh,
like
no,
it,
that
it,
bad boy.
it literally looks. I mean, so for those of you that are watching or just listening, it really does look just like Steve Rogers' full-on navy blue suit, and then has like the red and white stripes around the abdomen, the
like-
white star.
White on the shoulders. Is that you see?
I don't think so.
I thought of something was up there, but
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
yeah, like a
Yeah,
like shoulder pads almost.
it kind of looks like it a little bit.
Yeah, because he's got like a little bit of.
There was a still of it
Something.
somewhere as well that someone had. Problem is you see this on Twitter, and then I stupidly didn't bookmark it, and now I don't know where it's at. You know. Well, I think this is the Deviant Art image, and this is actually I think about what it's probably gonna look like. So, little updated, not quite what it was in Falcon and Winter Soldier. But yeah.
I like it. I mean,
like
if you're gonna make him Captain America, I make him Captain America. You know.
Okay.
I kind of.
You don't mind that it's a lot. It's all very much similar to.
But it's
Steve
a little
Rogers.
different. At least that picture is with the. He's still got the wings.
Yeah.
It looks
I wanna
like.
find the.
And the shoulder pads still. I wasn't too crazy about his
the Falcon.
suit and Winter Soldier
Mhm.
suit. I just thought it was way too much white.
It did feel like that, yeah.
Well, and for his character that cares so much about like Steve and how he felt about the mantle, for him to completely change everything, you know, I mean, like, you know, it'd be good to have a kind of an homage a little bit to.
So yeah, like I'm all for getting little changes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like make the suit your own.
Yeah.
But
Here it is.
yeah, it's nice to have a little homage. So the Winter Falcon and Winter Soldier one did have homages to the suit.
So
Yeah.
actually, it looks
Oh,
like
wow.
that might be a little gold on the star.
Yeah, whatever that is, that looks different. Yeah.
So that's about what it's going to look like.
And that looked a little different from the one where he was just doing the stunts. I wonder
Yeah.
if there was.
Maybe he has multiple suits.
Which would make sense because
Would
we
be cool.
always see multiple. We saw multiple suits with Steve Rogers.
Mhm.
And then the other thing. So apparently, the villains are the Serpent Society, and the leader is WWE superstar Seth Rollins.
I'll be damned.
No
Hey.
way.
Here's the photo. here's the photo of it.
I hope to God he does the laugh.
All right. Sending that over to you. I spell your goddamn handle right.
That's awesome.
DMs on Twitter. I'm in your DMs now.
Slid in him.
Slid right in them.
Wow.
All right. So yeah.
Breaking
so...
news: K-Page just slid in my DMs.
I did. So yeah, so the Serpent Society is gonna apparently be a villain team in the movie. I hope for Seth Rollins' sake, and then just even for ours, that this is not another like they're in the beginning of the movie Crossbones type thing where it's over in 5 minutes and that's kind of it.
I could totally see them
Doing
using
it?
a
Yeah.
WWE
Yeah.
superstar for that, though. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
especially if
That's
it's like
kind of what I'm thinking too. I'm kind of thinking like, I kind of feel like because you got a WWE superstar,
Start
they're
off
only
heavy with a nice action scene, up close fight.
yeah, that's gonna last 5 minutes and then it's over, and then those like the character like we got all this hype for this, and it's
Oh, drats, you damn kids and that damn shield.
yes, that. But yeah, so that's really it. I don't know much about this villain group.
They're a
Kind of
society.
looks like it
serpents.
looks like a knockoff Cobra Kai or friggin'
or G.I. Joe from
G.I. Joe Cobra Commander. Like it just kind of looks like that. I'm like, I feel like we're teetering on G.I. Joe here. Yeah. I have literally nothing really else to say about this because I don't know. I don't really know how to. I don't know how
I got
to.
nothing else to say about this
I don't know how to really feel. Okay.
Well,
And
I'm
then, of
hyped.
course, you
I'm
know, it's-
hyped now.
Shit, I'm
Right. Well, you're hyped as shit on it, and
I want to see
I like it
Rollins
all.
do a curb stomp and then the cackle.
and then of course because we have no idea what's going on with his legal battle. There's more and more speculation reporting of might see a change in the big bad.
Heard he got cut from the marketing.
Yeah,
Yikes.
not good.
No longer. What kind of sucks is I kind of appreciate the balls it took because I think clearly they were going to put a lot of
They're
this phase pretty much on one actor, like Majors, aka the villain.
well.
And it just kind of sucks that it seems they put that trust into allegedly the wrong person.
Right, and part of me wonders they're trying to save some face here too with this. So this is an article on the Direct where they're reporting off of the Ringers, the Big Picture podcast, which I don't know.
Oh, okay, yep. I've never listened to it, but
Okay,
I've heard.
You've heard of it. You at least know. Okay, cool. Joanna Robinson, who is a writer and author of MCU: The Reign of Marvel Studios book, she's claiming that she heard. So I guess she's trying to say that, take this for what it's worth from me. It was not the plan to make Kang the center of everything in the latter phases of the multiverse saga. But after Marvel Studios brass saw, quote, the dailies from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and after Jonathan Majors' performance in Loki, that they decided to focus on the actor and his Kang character more heavily. Full quote. I was told by someone who works for Marvel it was not the plan to make Kang the center of everything until they saw the dailies from Quantumania. And after his performance in Loki, which was so strong, they were like, quote, this is it. This is our way forward. We've lost our varsity hero team, but let's set up around this guy Kang and this performer that so many people are reacting to.
Man, what a way to make that comment.
Man.
Well, shit.
That's a quote right there.
Man.
She is a reputable senior writer. It goes on. The article goes on from the Direct. Robinson is a reputable senior writer for Vanity Fair who has written pieces including a cover story regarding history of Marvel Studios that led her to authoring of the upcoming book that I just said, MCU: The Reign of Marvel Studios. Writer added that she would argue, there's a quote, Jonathan Majors puts the studio in a hard place given the actor's recent studio troubles, full quote. I don't think you or I are very interested in saying what Marvel should or shouldn't do going forward, but we know this is a huge problem for them that they are facing and grappling with right now. And what's unprecedented in this for Marvel is, I would argue that they have never hung so much of a franchise on one actor.
That's the part.
Robert Downey Jr.
That's the part of the quote I heard.
As they tried to hang it on Jonathan Majors after his Loki performance and his Ant-Man Quantumania performance. Yeah, that's interesting because, like I just said, RDJ.
Well, now think about it, and then now listen to that quote and think about what that would mean then, if he had even more on his shoulders than RDJ did. That's insane. That's a lot.
That hurts.
They clearly were putting all their eggs in that basket for basically Phase 5. And well, in 6 too, doesn't it go into 6 as well?
Yeah.
2 phases.
Because Phase...
Because we just started Phase... Well, actually, was Quantumania, though? Was Quantumania still Phase 4? Or was that...
Yeah, I think that was the end. And then Phase 5 began with
3 phases.
Start.
Yeah. And Loki, too, technically.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
So Phase 5 started, I think, with Guardians 3.
That's rough.
And then, I don't know, when was... Okay. My thing on it.
That's a quote, though.
Do we have anything definitive on this guy still? On Majors still? I mean, is there...
Doubt
it
it.
probably hasn't moved yet.
I mean, obviously...
Or gone through yet or anything.
So technically, it's
Those
still...
things take time.
I mean, yeah, right. And in the movie world, there's not much of that. But unless you delay everything again.
Yikes. That's like I said earlier, that's really unfortunate. I like the idea that they went for that they were really going to go all in on their next big villain. Mm-hmm. It's just they allegedly put their trust in the wrong person.
I was trying to see when
that
Kang,
sucks.
like, where does Kang Dynasty land? Is that supposed to be in Phase 5 or 6?
I think that one was 5, right? Because then Secret Wars would be 6.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I'm trying to look at these, and I'm kind of wondering if...
Just especially about the quote where it's like, after they saw the dailies, which do you know what that means?
No.
Dailies are essentially the daily footage of while
Yeah.
they're filming that they send to
Like,
the execs.
yeah.
They were so impressed with him just from seeing the dailies that they were just like, yeah,
this is our guy.
I mean, the dude had.
This is who we put the whole
the dude
universe on the shoulders of. Is this guy right?
I mean,
here.
the dude had an unbelievable year. I mean, after
both,
Creed and that.
Yeah. So both the two new Avengers are technically in the Phase 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, actually, that gives them plenty of time to.
Yeah.
Phase 5 is supposed to end with Blade, and that's a giant yikes. So.
Oh yeah, I think something else might have came out today.
For Marvel.
I think
I just saw the thing on
about Loveness. Jeff Loveness. I don't know if he's writing King Dynasty anywhere.
What?
Yeah.
This is falling apart. So it's all falling apart.
I think maybe it's Iger gave Feige his power back, and he's like, "Yeah, time to go to work. You're gone. We're getting somebody better."
Yeah.
Because that movie you just last did, it wasn't it, fam.
Not for this universe. Go back to Rick and Morty, where you do shine, good sir. You do shine there. Am I making shit up?
No, 12 hours ago, Avengers: The King Dynasty writer Jeff Loveness denies being social media scooper, but not that he's been fired. So, wait, he's
denying it?
he's denying he's
Weird
fine.
stories we've reported in recent memory.
No.
Avengers: The King Dynasty writer Jeff Loveness has been forced to deny that he was fired for leaking MCU intel as an anonymous online scooper.
okay.
What the fuck? That's where he was part of the Marvel Studios. Had chosen to part ways with Ant-Man and the Wasp director, writer Goodness. That was last week?
Oh shit, I missed that
I
completely.
missed that completely then too, yeah. The Rick and Morty alum has been tapped.
Just dusted that right under the rug.
Dynasty. Our fans are quick to make anything clear, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So there's nothing definitive then about it still? Or is this still a rumor? Well, nothing has been confirmed at this stage. You have to feel for the writer. He was sent out to promote Ant-Man and the Wasp and made interviews, which saw him repeatedly asked about the movie's narrative reception. Blah, 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 blah. Firmly deny these accusations. Hello has not denied that Jeff Snyder's
He's got a
scoop about
burner.
being-
He's got a burner Twitter handle for
Oh.
clicks.
Hell yeah.
For what it's worth, the writer was quick to take to Twitter to firmly deny these accusations. However, Loveness has not denied Jeff Snyder's scoop about being let go from the next Avengers movie. So what is he just denying? Is he just denying the reason he was fired or let go?
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, I
that's
wonder
what it
if
sounds like.
he's denying the reason he was let go, but he's not denying the fact
Listen,
that he
guys,
was.
I didn't get fired because I was leaking scoops. You know, I got fired because everybody hated my shit, man.
How
Listen,
dare you not
guys.
buy tickets? I'm
Listen-
gonna leak all this shit out.
Listen, guys, I didn't get fired because I leaked my own shit on the internet. I got fired because I suck at my job. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I will say.
I feel for him. He seems like a nice guy from what I've seen him in
Yeah.
interviews and stuff, but
And I felt like he was really just, even like when he was coming out in all these interviews and dropping all this knowledge and stuff, I kind of felt like he might have been knee-jerk react doing that because Gunn was literally throwing all this crap out there about here's what the DCU is going to be and what it's going to be based on. I mean, Marvel never did that.
no.
So, like, Gunn kind of tried to change the game. He was like, yeah, go read all this. Get hyped for it in 3 years when the movies come out.
This is
Fuck. Ugh.
this is about what to expect.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, God. That
yeah.
hurts.
Yeah, that one hurts, actually, thinking about it.
Oh. I need an antacid.
Oh, man. So, I totally missed that. Holy shit.
This WGA
And I kind of hate that I missed that because, like, I have Twitter set, give me notifications, so I don't know how I missed this, but whatever, I did.
Yeah. Twitter has a way of giving you notifications about shit you don't give a flying fuck about.
No matter how many times recently you hit this isn't relevant, see less of similar content. Yeah.
Oh, you want more?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, if you have a business Twitter account, it just don't care. You're still gonna get it.
That's why I never really fuck with Twitter, man. Never
I
have.
don't get it on my personal account. I don't get that shit.
Yeah, that's the same. I never get those
I
notifications.
follow all the same stuff.
so
I follow
weird.
even more on my personal account, and I've definitely have looked at even more on my personal account.
Never still.
I don't
not
get
even-
that shit on like what our for this podcast, that Twitter handle. I don't get those
We
notifications
get
that
some
we get on
weird ass notifications on that bad boy. Maybe we just need to start following more people or something. Like, we get some-
It just doesn't make sense.
I mean, we understand what the Twitter algorithm wants to do to new Twitter users, though. We know where they want them to go. I didn't think
I'm
that
gonna go into
poor,
a
like,
rant.
grandma, grandpa gonna go, oh, I didn't realize this is what Twitter was about.
Right? Yeah, I don't need to get into a rant about that.
Uh-oh.
Well, you can guess what it's spamming us with.
Oh, probably some dirty shit. Bots.
No,
and
anime and gaming.
Anime and gaming, apparently, if you follow, like, even look, click on tweets relating to any of it, your feed, your notifications will blow up with people that are on the site. You know that site?
Hmm.
It's 2 words.
The very family site.
Okay.
There's actually a competitor site that's got that name.
Okay.
What? Wait, really?
Something like that. It's
Of course there is one.
Hell yeah.
So, like,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a millennial. I kind of do the traditional thing. Nah.
New one to come out. Fans come here.
Oh God. But yeah, apparently,
Little connection there on the the Twitterverse.
on my personal account, there's a very popular streamer, female, who actually doesn't have that area of business, as I will put it.
YOF.
Yes, she does not do that. She even just tweeted out, anyone else's For You section of Twitter just a bunch of boobs and violence? And I was like, I read it, and I was
wait.
like,
Depends what you mean
why
by
is
violence.
that? I was like, sit there, and I was like, why? Like, I think just
like the random video like fights of people like just in public.
that, or just
Because
like,
I see those all the time on Twitter.
There's that. I mean, there's even crazier violent shit on there that like just gets past everything and is graphic and it's just like, but she's right. Like the way the algorithm works for the For You section on it now. I mean, you probably just click a
Hole in your
couple.
lip.
You just probably click a
Slow
couple
progress
things a
it a little
couple
bit.
times and
man.
yeah,
This is the way.
I dig it. Look at that.
tight.
But
But yeah.
the algorithm is fucked on that site.
Yeah. But for your following, you go over to your following section, that's clean.
Oh, clean AF.
Clean. But again, the notifications that we get for this podcast account, it's like, we don't follow this type of stuff. Why do we get this? It's wild. And again, and I'm actually glad to hear that you said for your personal Twitter you don't get them either, because like I don't get that. My personal Twitter is Rappaport, Wojnarowski, Schefter, and this stuff, and that's it.
Say mine's James
What you
Gunn,
actually
and
I'll get a
Asmongold, and
I'll get a random suggestion to go subscribe, because now you can subscribe to people on Twitter and pay them money on Twitter,
Mhm.
because Elon wants to make it.
Monetization.
He's
yeah.
trying to monetize it and turn it into X. That's the thing, is the name is going to change to X.
Triple X,
No, he just wants to call it the X app.
the Triple X app.
Well, that's what
If you have a business account.
yeah. If you have a business,
If you have a business account,
yeah.
you're good.
Yeah. If you have a business account, Twitter is apparently straight up for porn. I don't know. It's crazy. It really is crazy.
That's strange.
Didn't mean to like kind of rant about this for a few minutes, but
No.
we just kind of got on that topic. But
We'll
again,
come back with an update. I feel like we should just follow, because I think we're only following like 3 people on our business. Well, actually, is it 2 or 3?
On the pods account. It's like
'Cause
2
it's
or
you.
3.
I think we follow.
We follow our
each other,
personal
but I
accounts,
feel like
and then
there's
we
one
follow
other
like
one. Actually, don't know
I
why
think
I'm
we
asking
follow
about this,
MCU Direct, DCU Direct, and Discussing Film. I tried to go in there. I thought we followed a lot more because I thought
but
I
we follow
logged.
6 people. You and me, Culture Crave, which is dead now, I guess, just fell off the face of the earth.
Hope
I don't
that
know what
guy's
happened to them.
okay.
Hey, if anybody knows about them and
Yeah,
check on them, I
yeah.
don't know what happened to them. They were a
Yeah.
pretty good news source. MCU the Direct, and we actually are not following DCU Direct.
Oh,
An MCU
well.
source, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. And then, of course, our boy Jan. Shout out.
Shut up. All right. Enough of all that. Let's go through Star Wars before
Star Wars.
that might die, because I
Where
think
we
we're probably 30.
125.
Well,
Oh,
it's pretty much a lot of touch and go with Star Wars this week. Obviously, I'll start with the really big news that just came out today. Ray Stevenson, 58 years old. Rest in peace. Not a lot of details out about that yet. Obviously, big time actor and a lot of different big time titles.
Yeah.
Still the soon to be released Ahsoka. He obviously plays the either dark Jedi or Sith-esque character.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm sure that's going to be a masterful performance, and I'm sure they're going to put everything they can into that to obviously, bump up into his legacy, especially since that's the last project of his waiting to be released. It's crazy. I mean, what was that, a month or 2 ago? He was on the stage at Celebration talking about Ahsoka, and whatever it was aggressive, and it's awful. It's awful.
So when I saw that broke, I was stunned like for a minute. I was like, is that? No. Oh, and I literally looking, I double checked IMDb, and I was like, the hell, man?
Because he was in Vikings. He was in so much crap.
He's been in a crap ton of shit.
And it was all quality series.
So he was a very high regarded actor. He was a very talented individual. 58 too. That's the other thing too.
Yeah.
It's it still hurts when you have a well loved actor when they're they're even 78, 86. They're up there. It's those things happen.
Still a shame.
Yeah.
But
58. It's I get those things happen, but it still just feels.
No, that's too early.
That's too soon.
Yeah, they said that he was sick, was hospitalized, and then just boom, whatever it was hit him fast, and it was aggressive.
Wow.
So, I tried to scour the internet and see if there was anything else, but nothing else seemed concrete outside of just the base facts of the initial announcement that it was hospitalization and done.
Wow.
Yeah. So, obviously, a little bit reeling from that because of obviously all the potential of what we don't even know yet with Ahsoka and that character. So we'll see how that goes as far as the development of or how far the series will go. Anyway, it could have just been a one and doneer leading up into the movies, but still, rest in peace to a great one.
Rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers out to the family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. But in brighter news, rumor is that this is the first I've heard of anything with this Star Wars open world game from Ubisoft. It is rumored it is supposed to be obviously open world, seamless between planets and galaxies, and they're saying it's supposed to be released early 2024, and that's the first I've heard of anything.
Seamless, you're not meaning there's no load screens.
Well, the load
That
screens are going to be
seems
tactful.
That would be impossible.
Well, it'll be tactful. It's like when you think about, I don't know if you guys have played Survivor yet. The load screens are still workable areas of the map. You know what I mean?
It's like Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Kind of, yes.
It's
yes.
like
you're walking down a hallway that's
you gotta squeeze through this
skimmy through this little wall here,
and that's your loading screen.
That's a pseudo loading screen.
Yep.
It's just loading the next area for you to go in.
Exactly. So obviously they'll be tactfully placed. I think what I heard described was in your own ship traveling to another planet, you see stars. That'd be very easy to make that your loading screen as you're just traveling through space.
Exactly.
You know, so that's kind of their seamless
Kind of what they do
aspect
in
of it.
the Old Republic, honestly.
Yeah.
True.
You're in your
Very.
ship, you click on your planet, you see some stars fly for a second,
Like
and
Destiny.
then you're there.
like Destiny.
Or even Destiny, too, in a way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but Destiny, it's an obvious loading
It is
screen.
more obvious, I feel like, in
Yeah.
Destiny.
And you're in a wormhole going through space.
You're sitting there and you're like, well, god damn, how long does it take this fucking Crucible match to load? Jesus,
I swear.
fuck.
Sometimes. It's
I was trying to
awful.
get in here and play some Banner, dog.
Played Trials last night with my buddy. Ran into the same cheater twice. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Asshole even messaged my friend after, because my friend, of course, he's like, I gotta dig into this guy. 'Cause it's like, and I messaged him too, like, dude, just imagine needing to cheat at a video game online. Just for what? Like, why? And then, dude was a dick about it. He was trash. I mean, when he wasn't cheating in the round, we just stomped him.
Well, there's your answer.
Yeah, and then it got tied up 4-4, and then
He's sick
he
of
cheats.
losing.
He cheats, puts his wall hacks, his lag switch back in, and cheats, manipulates it, and we just fall over, die, and
Dude, Destiny's never been a game to me where I felt like at any point I ever had to cheat. Like I
you
just
should never have to cheat in any online multiplayer game.
Right.
Period.
right, and I've never. There's never
For
been that point.
what
Right.
purpose?
Exactly. It's like
A
I've
non-physical reward that ultimately has no value.
right.
But KP,
And Genki just
they're not as bad as their rank says. They just need to get up a few ranks and then they'll be able to stay there, man. They won't need the hacks anymore. They're pro. They just have a bunch of terrible teammates that always bring them down.
Did you imagine the conversations they have
But-
with themselves? That sounds like a conversation in a mirror to one of them.
Right.
You can justify anything you
No,
want
it's
to yourself.
it's quite the opposite.
The guy literally said to my buddy, though, in the messages, he's like, "What's wrong, man? Come on, I gave you 4 games." Like, said, well, audacity to say that like an asshole.
Oh yeah.
The guy was over in Italy, too, and I was like,
Mm. Yeah.
Anyways.
But
Well, that's pretty cool, open world game.
yeah, I mean, they've been talking about it forever.
Is it
and
going to be like, I can create a character, kind of like Elder Scrolls, I can go down any path I want?
I've heard
or-
I've heard this is the Skyrim of Star Wars.
Good.
That's
It was
what
like,
I've heard.
That's the thing. It's like,
Great.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
out.
you don't want to wield the Force and be a bounty hunter?
I mean,
That's the glory of it. You can mix and match the bullshit.
Follow-up question. Is Bethesda making it?
Oh, probably. No.
I don't know. I don't think
No, you said it's Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, yeah.
Oh, thank
Slow down.
He said, "Thank God."
It's a close one between those two fucking companies.
You just,
Honestly, though, at
you
least
just don't like Bethesda because old MS bought them.
I just think they suck.
Well,
I've never liked Bethesda games.
Oh, really? Okay.
Never
Okay.
been into Fallout. I think the Elder Scrolls games are trash. Especially Morrowind. The first one I picked up was like trash. This combat's trash. Trash.
God.
Good God.
I mean, not that like those are some of the most like
I kinda-
loved games ever. You know, I mean,
Right, like, I
Just look at Bethesda's even like recent track history with their new release games.
well,
Trash. Broken. Unfinished. Barely playable. Thank God it's Ubisoft. At least they've learned in a way where they're like, well, maybe we shouldn't release them yearly.
well, dude.
I
sure
mean,
as shit.
I knew you were going there with that.
Well, sure as shit, they fucking spent their time on this one because I've been hearing about this from Ubisoft forever.
Well, they've even been spending quite a bit of time on the new,
I'm pretty sure
new
this-
Assassin's Creed that's about to come
Well,
out.
and I'm pretty sure too with this game, I think at one point they were dead set on they were not going to make it anymore.
Yeah.
And now it's came back.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So they halted everything for a while. That's why we've been hearing about it so damn long.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, I think a lot of that, in my opinion, based off what they wanted to do, what they were talking about, what they wanted to do, they were limited by the technology of when they were talking about it.
I think that has happened a lot. I think with especially these open world type games because even though he kind of just attacked Bethesda, like Bethesda announced Elder Scrolls 6 years ago,
Mhm.
and that's like still giant. Who the hell knows when that'll actually come out?
Right.
Like they're definitely just still working on it.
Right. No, dude, I'm hype. This is what I've always wanted. So, expectations will be up there. So as long as they, and that's the thing. That's the beauty of it too. In those type of open world scenarios, is that the DLC can correct a lot of mistakes and they can augment things with DLCs down the line. For open world games, as opposed to like Survivor, to where if it's shit, it's shit. Like, I think that they can, like, it's like KOTOR. They're still coming out with DLC now, and it's still active, and people play the shit out of that game and love it still, and that's why everything's still active. But no, the expectations will be high. I just hope that they've spent enough time, and it's not just something where now they see where Star Wars is hitting on all cylinders again, and they want to just jump on board. Mm-hmm. That's the only worry I have for it. But
hey, maybe EA will be like, oh shit, we need to finish that last 2% of Battlefront 3.
Dude, that still irks the shit out of me. They just jumped off, and the creators, like, for fans, when you say fans were robbed, you're gonna get a reaction out of that shit. But we'll see. I mean, those games are a flash in the pan at best, in my opinion. I mean, Battlefront 1.
I feel like they weren't as good as the old classic boys. I remember just spending weekends just going to buddies' houses. Everybody's plugging up, getting the multiple controller adapters on the old PlayStation and Xboxes. Well, PlayStation, not Xbox. Get them on up, bang, bang. All up. See the power.
I was playing Jedi Academy on an emulator the other night on my phone. That was cool as hell, because that was one of the best ones ever. I mean, the Jedi Academy 1 and 2, that was sweet. You actually got to go through the Jedi training and actually see it. And it was canon at the time.
They need to make that a VR game.
Don't need that no more.
Oh, no, I guess it's not canon.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, unless somebody didn't tell me something. But, fucking bullshit.
Didn't tell me so.
Fucking assholes. Moving on. Disney Parks chairman Josh DeMero gonna touch base a little bit on this Galactic Star Cruiser ordeal.
How the hell does this happen?
Dude, I know exactly how this shit happens.
Oh my god.
How do you price yourself out of your own park? How?
People complain about our prices already. Let's build this whole new park and dedicate it to even higher prices.
All I can think of is
$6,000 for 2 people for 2 days.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like I was sharing that information with you guys that I was googling it, and I was like seeing where people were saying that, and they were like, you can pay to be there for a week just on the normal shit for that much money,
Right?
Oh,
And you still won't get to build a lightsaber. You still won't get to build a droid. You won't get to do none of that shit unless you sign up a year in advance. So, and then good luck also getting all that shit on time.
So it's like they really expected that people would just like that. Oh, like people love Star Wars so much because it's so iconic, because it's been around for 50 years. Like they expected, or almost 50 years. They just expected people would just be like, yeah, take my money. But
Well,
yeah,
don't-
take portions of my children's college funds.
Well,
yeah, fuck it.
I mean, hey,
Right.
don't get it twisted though. It's sold out until its last day. So I mean, it's sold out completely. So I mean, it's not a matter of like.
So is there a
wait.
whole just
So why is it?
business model fucked then?
Well, yeah. Well, so I'm confused
once they
on why it's shutting down then.
So once people heard that it was shutting down,
Oh, it just got
they
hooked up
just
then.
jumped on it because it was the last chance they're gonna get.
Genius.
Yeah, that's
Genius.
100%.
Y'all are pathetic.
That was my
Not
next
you
point.
all, but a certain
Well,
who he
I
just
mean,
alluded to, but
Yes.
not
yeah,
a pathetic.
I
If
mean,
you got
if
the
you-
money to blow, I guess do it. But
Oh, and people do. I mean, that's the thing. I guess coming from our perspective, where I mean, You might, Mr. Bougie, but
Even though I do, I ain't gonna go spend it on that.
Exactly, but that's the decision you make. These people,
I'm not
some
that
people,
fortunate, I guess.
$6,000 is a drop in the pond for some people.
Oh, God, that'd
That's
be
true.
amazing.
I mean,
It's very, very true.
And the audacity of DeMero and say, even though I thought we changed the game, and we're like in regard to the innovation of the actual experience, he's like even though it's time to turn the page. Really? So you thought fucking wrong.
I bet
closing.
anything they'll just build it back up to something else or something.
Well, just find a way to middle ground. You don't have to shut it down because it didn't do exactly what you thought it did. But what they released later, $5 billion in cuts is what they need, and this is and the cost of operation in this is huge. And so all the characters
they need the cut to save. They need to save $5 billion.
That's what they're
That's
shooting
Papa Iger
for.
coming in right there.
That's what they're shooting
That
for.
sounds like.
And they don't want to cut the people; they want to cut the attraction. So they want to move the people into Galaxy's Edge and other areas of Disney. So it's not like they're cutting everything.
They can't cut the people. They need that community because they're fighting the Great War with old dipshit king of retirement country. I said it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That just was never a smart move, but that's all I'll say on that.
Yeah. well, unfortunately, Disney, you're fucking with a state government. You're not gonna win. I hate to say it.
I don't know.
I'd argue it was the other way around.
You know what their economy looks like? Here's the thing: Disney's not gonna get what they want in Georgia or South Carolina or any of these places. They're not gonna get what they have even now. They're not. I mean, all the space and freedom to do what they please and completely overhaul the entire transportation network for an entire section of the state.
I was gonna say,
No.
that's the thing. Is it's literally it's so damn large. It's its own community.
Exactly. When you're on Disney property, you don't even feel like you're in the state of Florida. You're just in the bubble.
Yeah.
That's the thing is everything is being geared towards them to accommodate them up till right now. Still, I mean, they're not going to get what they want anywhere else. They're just fucking around at this point. They're trying to have a pissing contest with the state, and I understand that, and the whole fact that they're fighting in general is stupid.
But to me, the whole situation seems petty and just
It does.
ridiculous on both sides. It's just
It does
what the
seem very petty.
aren't you all adults? Like, come on.
It's the political bullshit because you're taking away a valuable asset in your state, and then Disney is taking away the hand that fed them.
Yeah, it's literally
for a political statement.
No, they're both being stupid.
Yeah.
They're both being stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on now. I mean,
Who knows
And overall, it's just hurting the state and the community overall.
Yeah.
Both of them bickering about this.
neither one of them's
stupid
benefiting.
fucking shit.
Neither one of them's going to benefit from this. I mean, it's like, honestly, that's the thing. It's
but it makes sense.
Not to saying what they're bickering about is stupid fucking shit.
yeah.
Just the fact that they're fighting over it is stupid.
Yeah.
Literally the only people that are getting hurt are the people they're trying to serve. Like the customer. The fan. That's what's happening. I mean. And
the rich boy that dropped in the pond of the $6,000 is trying to see some Galaxy's Edge.
Hey.
Before it's gone.
Yeah. Oh, Star Wars. What else in Star Wars?
Well, Natalie Portman came out and said that she would be willing to return to Star Wars, but no one has asked her.
Well, I don't know that we need any more of that time period, but okay.
Well, I just think it'd be nice to have her show face. I mean, even in a way that, and that didn't have
Show
to be
the
a
guns.
prominence. Hell yeah.
She still got him?
I have no idea.
In my mind, I like to imagine she does.
Just imagine can we get an alternate timeline storyline where it's just buff Padme?
Anime didn't turn to the dark side because Padme didn't let him. What if?
What if? What if?
It's so good. It's so good. But no, that'd be cool. I mean, just to show face a little bit. Because, I mean, I think that we were missing the scene where Vader actually goes back live action and visits her grave.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been monstrous for like the franchise and for every project moving forward. That had Vader in it still. Obviously, 'cause we're still using him, but that scene. I mean, there's an animated scene of it, but I think that it's just a quick shot, and then there's been endless fan art about it, but it's all based off of the novelization. So, because he basically removes his helmet, and that's kind of like the last bit of Anakin you see before he goes into full Vader. So, that's kind of like the tragedy of Darth Vader, and I think that's what it would be cool to see her in a spot like that, or flashbacks or something like that. That'd be cool. But I can see why they haven't called her, because like you said, she's dead.
Spoiler, she dead.
And she ain't Force sensitive, so she ain't no coming back. Ain't no coming back. But
So she can't even come back as a Force ghost or anything.
No.
Right?
Nope.
She gone.
Nope. Force didn't choose
gone.
her. She gone.
No Plo Koon here.
All right, we're done here.
KP's out.
Well, I will save the in my opinion, the most hype news for last is that the rumored movie title for Dave Filoni's upcoming Star Wars movie is Heir to the Empire. Obviously, the title of Timothy Zahn's Thrawn book.
That just seems forced.
I honestly, at first, I'm like, you took the whole thing? I was like, you took the whole thing? Like, I mean, obviously, I know you've been working with Timothy, and you've been trying to make Thrawn the right way.
Working with Timothy was like, dude, can I just use your title?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do I
So
have
since
do
you
I have your
gave me all
blessing?
your ideas, bro, can I just take the title too, bro?
Please. I'll put your name in the end. No, it's
You want to be a producer?
well, I mean,
Still in the producer role?
honestly, he spent a lot of time with them, so I mean, it's only right, I guess, because that was Zahn's like brainchild. All these new ones are so that he could still continue the character because of how awesome he is. But I mean, Heir to the Empire and that whole series was what was intended to be the follow-up to the original trilogy. So, unfortunately, we're gonna have some First Order in it at the tail end, I'm sure. But yeah.
Yeah, dog. That ain't go anywhere.
Yeah, dog, give me some more of that shit. That fire shit.
Great fire.
Find out Thrawn's the one behind the Palpatine cloning.
Well,
Well,
possibly. Or
Not at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly or not even close. Cuz I just don't think he gets down like that. I don't think there's any indications that he would be involved in something like that, cuz I think he was supposed to be pretty disgusted in Heir to the Empire when the Luke clone came out.
so you're going to be appalled when that's our future.
I'm not appalled. I wouldn't be upset.
Appalled.
I wouldn't be upset. It just doesn't seem like something he gets down with. Because he's just, I mean, everything for him is, like, he values life, and he values life as it is. So it's like, I don't want to say that you don't value life if you support cloning, but it's like, but then again, I don't want to say that, but more or less.
I don't want to get all them people attacking me in the comment section.
Yeah, I'll be a clone bigot before you know it.
Clone bigot.
Hey, my clone sheep that I sent to Harvard University.
He's one of them. He's one of them. No, but I just don't know if that's part of his culture to clone or support the use of clones, because he came after all the clones were ixnayed anyway. So, but really, honestly, that's all I've got this week, I think. Yeah. That's it.
Alrighty, well, hopefully maybe next week, maybe some more All-Star Superman
Oh yeah.
review.
By then, yeah.
Maybe the week after that we'll do the Lantern. Isn't something dropping here soon though? Or is that sometime in June or July?
I thought we were getting something soon.
Is it Tails? Is Tails already out?
We already
actually?
have Tails. We already have
I haven't watched
Tails.
any of that yet.
Take it in stride.
Wait, we already have Tales of the Jedi season 2.
No, I'm talking about Visions. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no,
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
was gonna say Visions. I knew, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't think
sorry.
it-
Yeah, I was gonna
Tails
say
yet.
not Tails yet. No. But did we needed to correct ourselves from our debate last week on the it was the number 5 on the top 10 was the Clone Wars series.
Forgot
I
about
not the
actually
movie.
forgot about that.
Yes, I wanted to make sure we brought that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That list makes a lot more sense now.
it's much better, much better than it was. I'll tell you that.
Actually, now the cartoon of Clone Wars, that thing sucks.
It's not that great, not that bad. It's like I said, it's an extended version of an episode. That's what it was. It's just a long episode. That's it. But that list, for the most part, was just fucking ass. So, IMDb, take it personally.
Take it personally. This is what we think.
Yes.
Fucking trash.
No, yeah, but that was 5, I think, right? And then the Clone Wars the animated series was the one that was 9, like the 2003 animated series. Was that the corrections that we were talking about?
That was number 10, the
10.
animated series.
Yes, the animated series with
the cartoon and then
the goofy Palpatine and
yes. The even goofier looking Palpatine than the Clone Wars one.
yeah, bad.
My mind was still blown that there was 2 different ones. I was just like, didn't even know this was the thing.
Yeah, a lot of people like that better, and I'm like, why? Because I think of the animation that they really liked the animator.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember exactly what ties he had backwards. I can't remember exactly who it was, but a lot of people like the animation on that better, and just because it was something that some throwback, some correlation to a throwback animation,
Mm-hmm.
and so then they got pissed when they overhauled it with the new animators, and people like us were like, oh, this is fucking hot. And so then all that shit went by the wayside. And then obviously all the voice actors were completely fucking different for the most part.
Next Friday is Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
That's probably what we're.
Well, okay then. So yeah, I guess we'll have a spicy potential review if you guys are wanting to see that next
Mhm.
week. Do a review. That's actually kind of hype, actually.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's
definitely.
already this soon.
Considering we're just talking about Into the Spider-Verse.
Although next month, though, boys, June, I'm pretty sure is loaded with a lot of releases.
It is.
Like
There's
I'm pretty sure it's jam packed.
Spider-Man. Then the week after that is honestly, I'm pretty because I grew up watching the show when I was a kid. But Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
I've heard such terrible things about that,
Oh,
though.
dude, it's Transformers. Of course, it's just like it's literally Fast and the Furious except robots. Like this doesn't make sense. It's just cool.
Just give me that hot action.
Yeah. Like,
Except for Fast and the Furious
Flash.
has become not cool anymore.
I'm trying to look at and then Flash is the
There might even
16th.
say there might even be one more at the end of the month or something like that.
Then we got Ahsoka in August.
Asteroid City. That's that.
Oh, Indiana Jones.
That's apparently terrible. Though.
Yeah, I've heard that's not been getting great early reactions / reviews. Just kind of sad because isn't James Mangold attached to that one?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I believe in the Mangold. But yeah, I think that wraps up this week, correct, boys?
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, that's it.
Alrighty. If you guys are still tuned in, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. If you could give us a like, maybe subscribe if you haven't already. It helps us out tremendously in that beautiful, beautiful YouTube algorithm. Much more cleaner and better than we'll call the Twitter algorithm. Obviously, if you have any topics you'd like us to talk about or anything you'd like to throw our way, feel free to hit us up in that comment section below. If you need an audio-only version of this podcast, you can find us on Podbean or Spotify. Twitter at official T3P. Other than that, we appreciate you so much. I'm your boy Jay Sib.
I'm KP.
It's the bull.
See ya later.
To the window, to the wall.
No.